Two guys were roaming around Misato City looking for their new target to rob or sell. They saw a woman. She was riding her bicycle, going back to home after the part-time job she was doing at that time. After seeing her, one of the boys ordered,
"Kick that girl over."
Following his command without any
Okay.
hesitation, the other guy kicked her and quickly left the scene, causing the girl and her bicycle fall into a ditch. The other guy, or the one who ordered to kick her, approached the girl with a kind, calm face and said,
"The guy who kicked you is crazy. He threatened me with a knife earlier. It's dangerous. I'll walk you home."
all of this was a trap. Before continuing the story, you have to understand Japanese crime culture. During that time, Japan's crime was divided into four main types of groups. Yankee. They are not serial criminals. They are just rebel kids who doesn't follow rules. They often got into small fightings, bullying, etc. So the Yankee is seen as the first stage. Then comes Bosozuku. It means biker gang or reckless driving group. They have code of conduct, rules in their gang, like uniform, symbol, etc. Traffic crimes, vandalism, and other criminal activities. Some of Bosozuku later recruited or joined into Yakuza. There are some mangas and animes inspired by this subculture. The third group was not like the other two. This one was far more dangerous, known as Chinpra. Unlike the Bosozuku, the Chinpra had no rules to follow. They were described as street thugs. Their crimes were much more serious, involving extortion, robbery, assault, snatching, etc. Some of them even worked under Yakuza, doing their dirty work on the streets, collecting money or running small criminal operations. They are often called as wannabe Yakuza. They are not an official member but trying to become one. Then comes the final one, the top of the pyramid, Yakuza. They also have other names. Right now, Yakuza is not that much active. At its peak, it almost had 200,000 people. Yakuza is not a single clan or a gang. It's actually a Japanese term used for organized crime syndicate, like mafia or gangster in English. They are well known for their strict rules, deep loyalty, hierarchy system, dress code, etc. They cover their entire body with tattoos, even their private parts. They also have some weird ritual practices like yubitsume, which means cutting your little finger for the boss as a apology. Recent times, they have been using prosthetic fingers to hide it from police or public. The Yakuza operates under a strict hierarchy system. The boss is called the Oyabun, and his loyal subordinates are known as Kobun. Their structure look like a family. They does a series of crimes, from illegal gambling to Honestly, Yakuza is a big chapter, and there is more than this. How they grown from illegal gambling houses to We will make a different video about it in the future, I guess. Let's come back to the story. Her name was Junko Furuta, a 17-year-old senior high school student from Yashio Minami High School. She lived with her parents and two brothers in Misato City, Saitama Prefecture. At that time, she was working part-time at a plastic molding factory, and she even accepted to work at a electronics retailer after her graduation. Everyone loved Junko, never misses class, and she was just like every parent's dream girl. And she was having a good, ordinary life till instead of taking her home, he took her to a warehouse nearby and started to threaten her.
I'm actually associated with the guy from earlier. I'm a Yakuza who's been targeting you. I'm an executive, so if you do what I say, I'll spare your life. Let me have with you. If you scream, I'll kill you.
After threatening her, at around 9:50 p.m., he took her to a hotel by taxi and her. His name was Hiroshi Miyano, 18-year-old high school dropout, and the mastermind behind this crime. He was a chimpra working at a flower shop known as J for a Yakuza connected person. He was addicted to inhaling thinners that can cause dizziness, hallucination, or which can lead to severe internal organ or brain damages. This guy is Nobuhara Minato or Shinji Minato. Minato was the one who kicked Junko, a 16-year-old high school dropout. And this one is Joe Ogura, a 17-year-old high school dropout and second leader of the group. There was one more guy, this guy. This one is Yasushi Watanabe, a 17-year-old high school dropout. These four people together have been committing a series of crimes. These red marks are the crimes they have done, including theft. Around 11 p.m. on that same day, Miyano called at Minato's house, which have been used as their hangout place for the group. Joe Okura picked the call. Miyano started to brag about the incident. He said,
I caught the woman I was targeting and had with her.
After hearing this, Okura replied,
Please don't let that woman go.
Minato and Watanabe was also present there. They decided to meet. Miyano took Junko and met the other three. Miyano told others that
I'm threatening her with a Yakuza story, so make your stories match.
and around 12:30 a.m. they took Junko to a park. Miyano and Okura moved a little further near a vending machine. Miyano asked Okura,
What should we do with that woman, huh? Let's kidnap her.
From that place, they decided to kidnap Junko and they took her to a park near Minato's house. At there, Minato agreed to hide her in his room. They used the same Yakuza story again.
You are being targeted by the Yakuza. Their associates are staying in front of your house, so we will hide you.
And took her to Minato's house in Ayase, Adachi Ward. This was the place Junko held captive for 40 days. On first day, they have been monitoring her the whole night. Suddenly, everything started to turn dark really fast. This was the day everything started to change. When two other friends were hanging out at Minato's room, according to court papers known as L and G, or according to Wikipedia, Tetsuo Nakamura and Koichi Ihara both were 16-year-old at that time. There is no other information about them due to Japan's juvenile law. Miyano planned to use their comrades and Junko. He ordered everyone to get naked except him and Joe Okura. Then they attacked Junko like a half-insane man. They tore. Junko was trying to resist this, but they were holding down her and they forced her to. During this time, Miyano took a razor and shaved her pure. He inserted a matchstick into her and lit it. After seeing Junko's reaction to the fire, that made them extremely excited or extremely violent. From this day onwards, they have done a lot of things which I can't even describe in this video. One day, Junko tried to escape from them and even tried to contact police. This incident made them really angry. Miyano, Okura, and Minato started to punch Junko on her face multiple times with their fist. Miyano was so angry about this and he took a lighter and pressed the flame on Junko's ankle, causing burns on her skin. Day by day, the torture becomes so cruel even you can't imagine. They sometimes invite their friends and Junko together. They forced her to drink whiskey, shochu, and other alcohols. Even made her drink it in a single go without stopping even to take a breath. Not just alcohols, even large amount of milks or water as well. They forced her to smoke 2 cigarettes at a time. Even made her to inhale pain thinner. Like I already said, it can cause severe damage to your body. They forced her to dance naked. They forced her to stay on the veranda during cold nights of December's half naked. They even forcefully I can't say these things. They were literally experimenting with her body. How much can a person bear? By the middle of December, the assault continued endlessly. One day, Miyano stepped on Junko's. Using that incident, Okuro and Minato struck Junko's face multiple times, which caused her face become really swell and deformed from the constant beating she got. But instead of feeling any guilt or remorse, they laughed at her, said things like,
Your face gotten huge.
The next day, Minato showed Miyano Junko's face. It was even shocking for him, but instead of stopping the abuse, he found it amusing and started to punch her on the face. He didn't stop with that. He poured flammable oils different parts on her body and lit it. Whenever the fire goes out, he did it again and again. Around this time, Junko couldn't bear this torture anymore. She asked or begged them to kill her. Around 26th of December, Miyano assigned Minato's older brother, to watch her. From that day, she was only given 200 cc of milk, which is less than a glass. Days goes by, they stopped to give her even that. By the end of December, Junko becomes so weak, both mentally and physically. She can't eat any food. Her face was unrecognizable. She can't even move anymore. She spent the whole days lying on that room. Her wounds started to infect and a foul smell was spreading across the room. But they didn't care or stop. The most heartbreaking part of this case is what Junko's parents had to went through. When she didn't return home on November 25th, they become worried. 2 days later, they filed a missing person report. Between that day and December 16, the boys forced Junko to call her parents 3 times. Each time, they made her say things like, their call was to stop the police from searching for her and make her parents believe she had left the home by choice. Her parents had no idea that their only daughter was being held captive and slowly moving to her death. After losing in a gambling game called Mahjong on the last night, Miyano reached at Watanabe's house in the early morning. Minato and Okura was already there. They were playing a game in a Famicom. Famicom is a video game console. Miyano was really angry because of the previous night. He wanted to use that anger on Junko. He first sent Minato and Watanabe to Minato's house. Later, he and Okura reached there. Junko was laying there with no strength at all. They mocked Junko over a simple yokan sweet, turning her answer into an excuse to abuse her again. Miyano, Okura, and Minato began to bully her, punching Junko repeatedly in the face and kicking her. Miyano and Okura then lit a candle and ripped the hot wax off Junko's entire face, even placing burning candles on her eyelids, treating her pain as an entertainment for them. By this time, Junko was so weak and exhausted that she could no longer show any emotion or resist their abuse. They even forced her to drink and continued to beat her without any kind of guilt or shame. By this point, they already knew that if they continued to abuse Junko, she might die. But they didn't stop. Okura and Minato kept beating and kicking her, which leads her nose and mouth began to bleed. Pus oozed from her burn wounds and blood splattered across the room, creating a horrific scene. What they did next is just... Watanabe used a plastic bag to wrap his hand and secured using duct tape. And I quote, he was scared if he used his bare hand, it will get dirty. Miyano, Okura, and Minato followed his lead, wrapping their fists in plastic, repeatedly punching Junko's face and other body parts. Then Miyano picked up a heavy iron ball from a kickboxing machine and used it to hit Junko. Others also joined in, striking her several more times. Watanabe even dropped the iron ball on her stomach from his shoulder height. They used and burned her entire body. At first, Junko weakly tried to put out the fire with her hands, but soon stopped moving entirely. Her strength was completely gone. They continued this for nearly 2 hours without even taking a break. Between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. on January 4th, 1889, Junko Furuta lost her life. After 40 days of cruel torture, she finally got her wish. The next day, Minato's older brother called at the flower shop to inform.
Something is wrong with her.
Miyano, Minato, and Okura rushed to the house and realized Junko was already dead. Fearing the crime will get discovered, they planned to dispose the body with the help of Minato's older brother. They wrapped Junko's body in a blanket, placed it in a large suitcase, taped it using duct tape. Then Miyano borrowed a truck from his former employer and stole sand and block from a building material store, picked a garbage drum he saw on the way, and reached at Minato's house, where they mixed the concrete. They placed the bag inside the drum and poured the concrete over it, secured using blocks. They then covered the drum with a plastic garbage bag and sealed it with a duct tape. Around 8 p.m. on the same day, Miyano, Okura, and Minato loaded the drum into the truck and reached at an empty lot beside a construction site in Koto Ward. They left the drum containing Junko's body over there. But no one discovered this body till March. Later that month, two of the boys were arrested. It was Miyano and Okura for a completely different crime and were sentenced to juvenile detention. During their interrogation, police began uncovering other offenses they have committed, including multiple thefts and two sex cases involving a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old girl. The assault on 19-year-old was happened on December 27th, which literally means while Junko was in their custody. What? The police discovered her body in a 55-gallon drum filled with concrete. Police contacted Junko's parents to identify her. Even her father couldn't recognize her immediately. Her body was already begun to decompose. Police eventually arrested 7 boys. Most of them were between 16 and 18-year-old at that time. The 4 who was directly carried out the crime were sentenced as juveniles under Japanese law. At first, the sentence was low. There are incidents of people calling to the police station and requesting to increase the sentence for them. After public outrage and an appeal, the High Court increased every sentence. For Miyano, the ringleader, 17 to 20 years, the maximum possible. Minato and Watanabe got increased 1 to 4 years. Rest got juvenile detention. What happened to them after that? Hiroshi Miyano, released in 2009, he changed his name, and around 2013 he got arrested for a bank fraud case. After this, there was no information about him. According to news reports, Joe Okura was released from prison in August 1999. After his release, he got married and worked in the computer industry. But later, he lost his job, he got divorced, and moved back with his mother. In 2004, at the age of 33, he was arrested again for another crime. According to reports, he even bragged to the victim of this case that he had been sentenced 10 years for a kidnapping case and that he knew how to fool the police and manipulate prosecutors. He served about 4 years for that crime. After getting released from that crime, May 2022, at the age of 51, he reportedly died at home in the bathroom. Minato was released in the fall of 2000, started to working and living alone in an apartment in Saitama. Just like Miyano and Okura, Minato also got arrested again for a stabbing case in 2018. After that, there is no information about him. Watanabe was released in 1996. T's mother told in an interview that he died at a hospital because of a brain disease. He was 49 years old when he was dead. E and F. In this video, we use the code name L and G. They both got married, nothing else from there. I want to clarify a few things that are completely false, even though they are repeated everywhere on online. This is false. No court document and no credible news sources that ever mentioned pregnancy. Miyano never had a crush on Junko. She never rejected him. That entire story is an internet rumor. If there was, then the court would have mentioned it about revenge or rejection. But there was none. Junko was a random woman they saw on that day. This claim is also false because I couldn't find a single reliable source that supports this claim. The number 100 only appears in some random YouTube videos, tabloids, and summary blogs, never in anything official. But the court papers do mention that other delinquents or friends have came to the room. They never gave an exact number or anything about 100. And also, when I tried to fact check this using AI, it also confirmed that the number is exaggerated. The total number of people involved, including those who participated in the abuse and those who knew about her captivity, was way less than 100. The only thing I can confirm from this academic research paper is that the number of people got arrested in connection with this case was 7. There is a lot of other lies that have been spreading across the internet, but they are not true. Adding fake numbers or any other misinformation only disrespects her life. Her story is already horrifying without any of these exaggeration. Rest in peace.